Before we begin, let me ask you something. What if changing the world didn't start with fame, fortune, or grand gestures? What if it started with making your bed? Sounds ridiculous, right? But Admiral William H. McRaven, a Navy SEAL who's led some of the most dangerous missions in military history, says that's exactly where it begins. In this no-fluff, high-impact book, Make Your Bed, McRaven distills decades of battlefield wisdom into 10 life-changing lessons. Lessons that have saved lives, shaped leaders, and now they're about to reshape yours. If you've ever felt stuck, small, or overwhelmed by life's chaos, this episode is for you. Welcome to the Bookkeeper, where books become battle plans for a stronger, smarter, better you. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Start your day with a win. Make your bed. Admiral McRaven opens with the simplest command of all: make your bed. At first glance, it feels almost laughable. What difference does fluffing your pillows and straightening your sheets make? But here's what you're really doing. You're training yourself to take control, to complete a task perfectly, precisely, right at the start of your day. It's discipline in action, and discipline is freedom. In SEAL training, inspection was brutal. Your bed had to be perfect, hospital corners, pillow-centered, blanket tight enough to bounce a coin. Why? Because it teaches that details matter, that success is built from the ground up, that your environment reflects your mindset. And when the day gets hard, when nothing goes your way, you return to a well-made bed, a symbol that you are in charge. You started with a win, and you can end with one too. Lesson 2. Find your swim buddy. You can't do it alone. In SEAL training, no one swims alone. You always have a swim buddy, someone watching your back in the water, and you watching theirs. If your buddy fails, you fail. If they struggle, you help. It's more than a rule. It's a mindset. You need people, and people need you. McRaven tells of days when exhaustion crushed him, when he could barely paddle, barely move. But his swim buddy wouldn't let him quit. He pulled him forward. And when the roles reversed, McRaven returned the favor. Life is not a solo mission. Success doesn't come from isolation. It comes from connection. So ask yourself, who's your swim buddy? And who are you showing up for today? Lesson 3. Measure a person by the size of their heart, not their appearance. The smallest guys in SEAL training were called the Munchkin Crew. They were laughed at, underestimated, ignored, until training started. And suddenly the laughs stopped. These underdogs were relentless, their hearts bigger than their frames, their will stronger than their limbs. McRaven watched them dominate drills, set records, outlast giants. Why? Because the fire inside them burned hotter than the pain around them. The world will always try to measure you by shallow standards: height, weight, background, title. But none of that matters in the long run. All that matters is this: do you have the heart to keep going when others stop? Lesson 4. Get over being a sugar cookie. Life is not fair. In training, if you failed at anything, even something minor, instructors punished you by making you a sugar cookie. That meant diving into the cold ocean, rolling in sand, and wearing that gritty, itchy coating all day. No explanation, no redemption, just discomfort. At first, McRaven hated it. He fumed over the injustice, but then he realized something. Complaining doesn't change anything. Life isn't fair, and fairness isn't a requirement for greatness. Sometimes you'll do everything right and still suffer. And when that happens, you have a choice: be bitter or be better. Accept the sand, keep walking, and never let unfairness become your excuse. Lesson 5. Embrace the circus. Failure can make you stronger. The circus was the SEALs' extra training session for those who underperformed. 2 more hours, every day, on top of everything else. Most saw it as punishment. But McRaven and his swim partner learned to see it differently. The circus hurt, yes, but it made them better. It toughened their bodies and sharpened their minds. Eventually, they weren't lagging behind anymore. They were leading. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of strength. The trick is learning to see it not as rejection, but refinement. If you're in the circus of life right now, working harder, hurting more, failing repeatedly, don't curse it. Conquer it. Lesson 6. Dare greatly. Slide down the obstacle. Head first. One of the toughest obstacles in SEAL training was the rope slide. Most trainees climbed it slowly, safely, cautiously. But one day, McRaven dove down it, head first. It was a risky move, but it worked. He broke the record. And the lesson is this: sometimes you have to leap. Playing it safe won't change the world. Calculated risk, not recklessness, is where transformation lives. Think of the greatest people you admire. They all jumped when others hesitated. You don't beat the obstacle by tiptoeing through it. You beat it by facing it, head first. Lesson 7. Don't let the sharks scare you. Stand your ground. During open ocean swims, SEAL trainees are told one terrifying truth. There are sharks in these waters, not just metaphorically. Actual sharks. And they're instructed, if a shark gets too close, don't panic, don't flee. You stand your ground, you fight. That's life, isn't it? Sharks come in all forms: fear, failure, critics, bullies, injustice. The moment you flinch, they close in. But when you show courage, even when shaking inside, the sharks back off. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that something else matters more. Lesson 8. Be your best when things are at their worst. The most terrifying part of SEAL training? A mission called the Underwater Knot Tying Drill. Done in pitch-black water, with no visibility, under a ship. It's designed to induce panic. No light, no direction, no help, and you still have to perform. That's life. In the darkest moments, breakups, losses, depression, betrayal, the spotlight disappears. And you're left with just one thing: your training, your habits, your mindset, your inner clarity. If you want to be calm in chaos, you have to prepare in peace. When the lights go out, will you be ready? Lesson 9. Sing in the mud. Hope is a superpower. During Hell Week, McRaven's class was stuck in freezing mud, shoulder deep, ready to quit. They were breaking, cracking, begging. Then one trainee, covered in mud, teeth chattering, started to sing. Loud, off-key, ridiculous. And suddenly, hope spread. Laughter returned, energy lifted. The cold didn't vanish, but the suffering changed. That's the power of hope. When you smile in the storm, you give others permission to survive. Sometimes leadership doesn't look like shouting orders. It looks like singing in the mud. Be the one who sings, even when it hurts. Lesson 10. Never, ever quit. Ringing the bell is forever. At the center of SEAL training stands a brass bell. Ring it, and you're out. No more cold, no more pain, no more suffering. But you also give up your future. You give up your strength. You give up who you were becoming. Quitting is always available. In every job, every relationship, every goal, the bell is right there. But don't touch it. If you want to change your life, don't ring the bell. Because the pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Here's what McRaven teaches us. Make your bed, own your mornings, find your tribe. No one succeeds alone. Face fear, take risks, stand tall, never quit. You don't need to be a Navy SEAL to live like one. You just need to choose courage over comfort, discipline over doubt, character over chaos. The world doesn't change all at once. It changes when you decide to do the small things right, every single day. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before the day swallows you whole, make your bed, because that small act could be the first step toward your greatest life. This is the Bookkeeper, where books aren't just read, they're lived. Subscribe for more breakdowns that build you up. We'll see you in the next one.